What's good, everybody? Welcome back to TWR. My name is Tavian. This is my world of reptiles, and I hope you are all doing awesome and taking care of yourselves. It's an early Sunday morning, and I'm just kind of getting up and moving around. I got a little bit of prep I need to do with some of my gecko food, but before I get to that, I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. I figured it's early, the frogs are up and awake, so I would go ahead and kind of show you what those eyes are looking like, the glass tree frogs. So turn this camera around. You're not going to be able to see me very much. It's going to get dark. All right, there we go. There's one of those froggos right there. I got to clean this glass off. It's doing things. There's one of them there. Where's the other frogs at? I heard y'all in here chirping. Where are they all at? Oh, wait, there's another one back here. Oh, you can't see past the watered thing, but there's another one back right there. Just barely see it. Yeah, you can try to open this a little bit, get a better view. There we go. There's one. And there's another one back there. There's one more in here somewhere. They were just chirping. I was trying to get a video of them chirping, but I think we turned the lights on, just kind of put them down. But yeah, those are the glass frogs. Maybe we can catch them chirp. But yeah, so getting ready to head up into this kitchen here, do some food prep for the week for my geckos, or my specifically veggie eating geckos. So you got things like my crested gecko, who in the wild they typically tend to eat things just like rotting fruits and stuff like that, but in nature, I mean, obviously in captivity we cannot do that. So sorry, I got eye boogers and my balls. So we could, but it'd be unsanitary to try to do rotting fruits for animals and try to emulate that natural occurrence, because it's just nasty. So we as humans obviously came up with a plan and formulated something different. And so let's just talk a little bit about what we got this week for my crested gecko for food. This week, last week, we got these ones actually. So these are a couple of weeks worth of food right here. So, last week we had figs and insects. The week before that we had apricot. This week, I'm going to be doing a nice mixture of the two. I'm going to just mix them both together. Something I like to do is I just like to make a week's worth or whatever, like 5 or 6 days worth. And I'll mix it up and then I'll put it in this. Yes, it is another pot container or another dispensary container. Or pill bottle, however you want to describe it. These have been super helpful for various different things, but definitely just like this, of like mixing it up and then putting it in there, and then I can just pour a little bit at a time into each of the little containers thingies that we have for feeding. So that is what is going to be happening today. I'm going to be mixing some figs and insects with some apricot. Now they have all sorts of different flavors so that your geckos can have a huge variety of diet. Like there are so many more than this one, than these two. And as I get different ones in the future, I'll definitely share those with you. But if you're looking for varying diets for your geckos, trust me, there are so many. This doesn't even cover it. We have a whole wall at the store just filled, or multiple, all of our stores just filled with just these different flavors. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and find something to mix this in with, and then I'm going to pour it in here, and then I'm going to fill up a couple of these for my geckos, for my crested gecko and my day gecko. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get that done for the morning. I'll show you kind of what that looks like after it's all finished, since I can't really do this with one hand. So I'll get this all finished up real quick. Right. I'm going to put it like this. I say I can't, but I'm going to try it anyway with this one-handed business. Ugh. Use my mouth to open the container. All right. Put a little bit of this in here, like so. Boom. Might be a little bit too much. It's okay. Put this one open, like so. Boom. Get that up in there, like so. There may not be enough space. Let me get a different cut. Alright, this will add a little bit more space for adding water. So, let's see, just to talk about that. So, yes, you do 1 part powder to 2 part water, or just based off of your own desired consistency. I personally like to get it to a nice, just like, smooth pancake mixture. A lot like the gel stuff, but maybe even just a little bit more watered down for if, I'm going to put a little bit more of this in here. Maybe a little bit more watered down for maybe, for instance, if I put this in here for my crested gecko earlier in the day, he may not come down to get it until later on in the evening, and that way, if he, by the time he does get it, it'll be nice and watered down. Oh gosh, fork. It'll be nice and watered down for him, so like it'll have time to dry out, but at the same time not get too dry by the time he's actually ready to get it. So we're gonna get some water in this. Done, and then we're just gonna mix it. Give it a good solid mix. Alright. There it is, all done. Definitely yummy looking, right? Delicious. But not really. It's actually pretty gross. But you know, it smells good. They do smell good. They're like super like they smell like smoothies. So you definitely can fool yourself and be like, that smells and looks delicious. Alright, so we got our concoction done. I'm just going to go ahead and put it inside of this here so that when I'm ready to use it every morning, I can literally just pour it in as I need to. It might be a bit more than I need for this container. That's fine. I do have a backup container. And it is dirty right now, so I can't put that in, but that's fine. So, but you guys can see this is generally the mix-up of what that looks like when it is finished. You can make that more watery, you can make that thicker. Your geckos are going to tell you what they like. When I first got my gecko, I tried to make it reasonably thick. He would not touch it. I went too watery, and he did touch it, but definitely not as much, so it was a fine mix of just finding that, like, okay, he likes it thick, but not too watery. So now I'm just going to take this little bit of excess here. I'm going to pour a little bit up in here like so. This does work better from my actual container. And then this one. Boom. Boom, boom. There you go. We got a little container for food for our geckos today. Gonna find an extra container for that one. Like I said, we are doing some figs and insects and apricot today for the gecko. So, I don't know if I'll talk about it anymore today. Alright, so it's a little bit later on in the day. Got the lights all on. All the frogs and whatnot have gone to sleep. Anybody who was active during the night, like my crested gecko, has also gone to sleep. I do have a couple of wanderers still out, though. We got, let's see here. We got Sauron out here hanging out, working his way back. He looks like he might be trying to go back to sleep. He might see if he's going to continue to be a little bit more active. Otherwise, I'll let him continue to be active. If not, I'm going to go ahead. If he just curls up there, I'm going to go ahead and put him back away. But also, who else we got out? Where is she at? I don't know if I'll be able to see her from my angle. Let's see. Oh, can you see her? Because I can't see her from my angle. She's all the way up there. I'm sorry if it looks like a mess. I haven't dusted up there, but that is Araya. My female retic. I don't know what exactly she's doing up under there. She might be curling up there, and if so, I'll probably grab her, put her to sleep. But yeah, she's up there. Gosh dang, can't see her for nothing. Oh, but yeah, she's up there doing If y'all remember, back when I had an actual reptile room, I used to have cat trees and whatever, and I used those as my snake trees, and the snakes would come out and crawl all over those, and that was awesome. However, moving into a one-bedroom apartment, then I had kids, I really have a lot of space for all that, so I had to kind of scrap it, but my whole general space becomes just their jungle gym. Early in the morning, I usually get up around 4 or 5 o'clock, when they're still just quite a bit active, before any light comes out and it's still dark, and I'll get up and I'll open up their doors, and then they can just come out, and they just come out and they get all active, and they get like a good solid 2 or 3 hours of just like roaming all over the living room, and just doing what they do, and climbing all over stuff, climbing wherever they want. Now I do have this here, now this is what I'm using now, which is the box from the Zen Habitats. But this is what I've been using as just to kind of like, okay, well, let's make sure you don't go straight out into the rest of the house. It's just a barrier to keep them in the living room area so that I can just kind of keep a better watch on them. Now, obviously, some of them are very smart and can figure out their ways up and around, like they can climb up stuff and they can get over the box, or they can climb onto the couch and then climb through the window space here. But regardless, it just creates a small like deterrent. And of course I am in here and I am hanging out, so the moment I like hear them going over the box or something like that, I can definitely stop them or deter them and like refocus them into a different direction and send them on their way. So it's just really fun to be able to watch them moving around the entire space. Maybe one of these days I will try to do that. I just don't try to put on too much light, because like I said, I want them to continue to feel like it's their time, it's nighttime, it's when they're most active. And so I don't try to come in being super intrusive. I just want to open the doors and let them come out and do what they're going to naturally do, which is just be inquisitive and be active in movement. So, those are the two retics. Usually Shere Khan would be out here, but he hasn't come out in the last couple of days, and today I can see why. It's because he's actually in blue, and so he becomes significantly less active when he's in blue. He just don't want nothing to do with it. So he'll probably be that way for at least another week or so before he finally sheds, and then we'll finally get active again. But these two right now are the only ones out. Sometimes I'll let Zuko, my ball python, come out, especially with this living room space, because like, yeah, he can come down, he can go along on the floors, and I know that like he's not easily gonna get over anything, and if he is around, I can always find him. There's a lot of space all over this place. It's just a matter of pulling a couch out or something like that, and there's no getting in anywhere. I've taken a lot of precautions to make sure that there's just like no anywhere, not even this closet back here. I've like blocked off that. Like, I just really set it up so that my snakes can have this whole space as their haven, but I can also have a little bit of freedom and free peace of mind. We're not worrying about necessarily 100% always knowing exactly where they are, just knowing that they are in this space, and being just kind of aware of the like window and door area, which have usually some now noisy things around it, usually something that can be knocked over easily, and so if anything happens, I can hear that pretty quickly. But yeah, I just kind of want to share that, and maybe one of these days I will pull out the camera and show you guys doing their thing at night. He got over here being really active still, so he's definitely not looking to nap anytime soon. He's over here just climbing away. Oh yeah, check that out. Look at that. Look at that. That's a full shed. That's a full shed. This is my Colombian rainbow boas enclosure, and it looks like they have given me a full-on shed. Heck yeah. There you go, Boomy. King Boomy in the house, dropping a full shed. Actually, I think I saw another shed earlier. I glimpsed it. It was really early. I didn't really stop. I didn't want to turn on lights. But just make sure nobody's near the thing. Okay. Alright, so in here we have another shed. Boom, 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 boom. Goes all the way back and across there. This is Tigger. Looks like he has given a full-on shed. I really wish this phone would just focus. It's the light, it's the light, it's the light. So I'm excited about his shed because we haven't gotten a full shed from him in a while. But it's okay because he's given one now. And it looks like it's a good one. See if I can try to get it out. Might be a little difficult with one hand. I want to do it without ripping it though. Because it's full. Like it's a whole shed. I don't want to rip it. Do 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 do. Alright, I might need to get my other hand. Alright, there we go. I did rip it a little bit. That's okay. Full shed. Look at that. Boom. Boom. That's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. That's a long shed. He's a long boy. He's a long boy. With the head. I love full head sheds. I mean, look at his. His is the most impressive. Like, always, I'm so impressed by his little head sheds. Like, oh, man, they're so, like, I don't know, it's just so crisp and perfect. Like, you can literally see every feature. He's got such huge head scales. I mean, look at those things. Those are massive. Those are massive head scales. So that just, like, makes his sheds look so much more just, like, whole and, like, just look at that. So cool. So cool. I love it when Tigger gives me sheds because they're just really cool. I don't ever really keep them. Last one got used for my friend's Halloween costume, which was really cool. Alright, so I'm going to close that up. Like so. Boom, boom. Alright, so that is it with that. I think got the two snakes out. What am I going to do now that the lights are on? I'm going to get this other shed out of here from Boomy's enclosure. And I got a couple of things I need to do. Well, first of all, I still have the mess from putting together that. So I got to get all this mess just kind of picked up and cleaned up because it's just trash everywhere. But so that's still doing good, looking good over here. I just finished that up the other day, so you probably already saw that video. And this is another project I gotta do. These guys have just knocked over, like, oh my gosh, look at you. These guys have just knocked over their sticks and whatnot. And they got Shere Khan down there at the bottom. We've got Maleficent up top. And we've got, Hi. We've got that little buddy right there. But either way, these two, first of all, I'm going to clean out the enclosures, get all their substrate taken out. I'm going to reorganize their sticks, but also I'm going to swap them. I'm going to put my Boa Maleficent who's on the top right now. I'm going to put her on the bottom, and I'm going to move Shere Khan up top. It just makes more sense, feels like, for me, for the more arboreal-esque one to be on top, the more terrestrial one like Maleficent is to be on the bottom, and I just think it'll work out better that way. So, I think I'm going to do that. Either way, that's a plan for me to do today. What else do I need to do? It is my Sunday, so I often do just a lot of, like, reptile maintenance and cleaning of both my house and anything to do with them. So, I got to go through and I got to change out the substrate of all of my house snakes as well. Boom. Yeah, and that's really about it. I'm probably going to reorganize Mango's place because it's been the same way it has been for a little bit now. And you're over there. You are still up there. Okay. So I'm probably going to reorganize Mango's space here. Just got to do some cleaning of that. She's got some poop across her stick there. So I got to clean those up. Just kind of get some of the food crumbles all up as well. So sweep, vacuum, do all that good stuff. And then just kind of revamp some stuff and make it look different for her. So next time you see this enclosure or this little space that I have for Mango, it will look different. And looks like Mango is tucked away in one of her spots that I can't see in right now. So that's fine. It's probably up here in one of these drawer areas. But yeah, so that's another plan that I got going today. So yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video. I'm just got a couple of things that I need to do today. I wanted to talk a little bit about the snakes being out and talk about some of the food products that I use for feeding my geckos. And we got some cool sheds, so that was awesome. Gotta get up in here and get this one out of here. And yeah, so go ahead and wrap up the video. You all take care, love yourselves, love your loved ones, love your reptiles, and you all keep spreading those herps.